Hello everyone, this is part 23 of What If Naruto Learned the Secret of Shadow Clone, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Back in the sitting room of the hotel suite, Naruto is sitting next to Tsunade as she refills his cup. Sake cups and empty ramen bowls litter the table while a flushed Tsunade is laughing up a storm. Across from them, Team 7 almost can't believe that this is their Hokage, while Kakashi is nose deep in his book-off chair to the side. He knew better than to try and stop the Hokage now. Naruto himself was smiling wide as he took in the atmosphere. It had been a long time since he had been able to spend some real time with his team. Even with the new addition. Tsunade finished refilling his cup and relaxed back into the couch, one arm slung over the back. Ooh boy, you wouldn't believe the shit I've been having to put up with. It's all so much and these old geezers just keep making it worse. Why can't I just torch all the paperwork either? Naruto chuckles, taking a smaller sip and pointing with his cup towards her. Can't really relate. Sure, I have some paperwork now, but it's pretty minor, plus, ya know, clones. Ugh, maybe I should get on that. Naruto nods, I recommend it. Besides, I still say explosives solve all your problems. Don't tempt me. No, this is me tempting you. Be tempted. Blow them up. It'll be beautiful. Tsunade rolls her eyes and points dramatically at the boy. Just make sure to keep that energy long term. Have a healthy work-life balance. Don't get sucked into the chair and neglect your friends and family. It's a one-way ticket to misery for everyone involved. Naruto smiles softly at the thoughtful look that crosses her face. I'll keep that in mind. Next to him on his other side, Kotohime presses into him. Don't worry, Tsunade-sama. I'll make sure he gets his rest. Well, sort of. After plenty of time out of the chair, maybe. He'll have more than work to focus on at least. She had her own ideas about his still under construction office after all. Tsunade chuckles, oh ho, got those claws in him already, do ya? More like he's been in M. Sakura slaps the table repeatedly, hey. He's like a brother to us, can we not talk about his sex life? Please, pretty please. Sasuke chuckles along with Tsunade before nodding to Naruto, since it sounds like you're going to be stuck at a desk, guess that'll give me time to train and catch up with you. I'll speed past you in no time. Naruto relaxed back, intentionally using Kotohime as a pillow for a moment as he offered a drink to her from his cup. She drank while he answered Sasuke, yeah I still send like, thousands of clones out for training every day. I swear, Uzumaki blood is cheating. Sasuke wasn't pouting at being one-upped, not at all. Nor was he feeling better about Sakura patting his shoulder. Uzumakis were cheaters. From his chair, Kakashi looks up, watching as the long-haired beauty Kotohime pushes Naruto forward so she could refill his drink for him. I guess if anything, I should congratulate you, Naruto. Sure, you aren't Hokage, but you've become a village leader all the same. You must feel proud. Naruto nods, like you wouldn't believe. Sai finally speaks up, not having a chance to with the fast-paced conversation. I as well, congratulations Uzumaki-sama. Naruto waves a hand at the pale boy quickly, no, just Naruto. You're a member of Team 7, that means automatically we're close. Drop that formal bullshit. Tsunade leans over to poke him in the cheek, or someone doesn't like the formalities. Buzz off, woman, before I toss you out a window. Like to see ya try, brat. Already did it once. You cheated. One-on-one, let's go. I'll steal your jacket again, just you wait. You little pervert. Drunken hag. Sai leans over to Sakura, is this normal? Sakura nods, for them. Yeah, completely normal. Naruto's always been a little broken. I'd like to think I'm a well-adjusted ninja, thank you very much. Naruto spared a second to respond to Sakura's jab towards him. Sasuke shrugs and points at their porn-reading sensei, look who you're lumping yourself with. Well, wait no. Sakura nods again, holding up a hand and beginning to list people with her fingers. There's Guy, Kakashi, Jiraiya, Lady Tsunade, Ebisu, you. Naruto pointed at Sakura, wait, I'm not that bad. Look at me. I'm not a drunk or a porn addict or a gambler. And I don't have any weird fixations either. Explosions. Sakura and Sasuke had no problem answering him in unison. It was such an obvious thing they almost couldn't believe the boy would try to sweep that under the rug. Well, okay, so one fixation. Kotohime leans forward again to drape her arms over his shoulders. Fox Den. Naruto blushes now. Well, okay, so maybe I have a few fixations. Sakura raises an eyebrow. What's a fox den? Kotohime smirks. Oh, just a collection of really beautiful women who are devoted to Naruto. Here she leaned back, opening her kimono a bit to expose a red fox head tattoo on the inside of her cleavage. That Sakura slapped Sasuke for staring was ignored. Naruto can be so attentive when he wants to be. Sakura sighed. There's an image that's going to be stuck in my head for a while. Sai almost couldn't help himself, so lost in the moment for once. Perhaps Sakura, you could learn some pointers from her. She seems much more alluring than you. Eyes wide, Sakura turns on the boy in an instant. What's that supposed to mean? Kotohime laughs while Naruto shakes his head and looks at Sasuke. I almost feel sorry for you. You should, this is your fault. Sasuke was doing his best to stay out of striking range. That he was in the middle made that mostly impossible. My fault. My house got blown up. You could have taken us with you. I wouldn't mind seeing the world. Tsunade drops a foot on the table. Nope. No stealing my ninja. Go scalp someone else. Naruto shrugs. Hey, I can't help it if everyone recognizes my awesome and wants to join me. Tsunade stabs a finger in his direction again. You start stealing my ninja and I'll be there to hunt you down. I can have that beach house full of special spring country alcohol ready for you. Oh, you're such a good boy, why would anyone ever doubt you? The trio of original Team 7 Genin all looked at Tsunade with disappointed faces. So easy. Tsunade waved them off. Yeah, wait till you get my age, kiddies. Now. Face still slightly flushed, the elder ninja paid full attention to Naruto. So what's the plan? Naruto shrugs. I'm going to have to bring Uzushio to the world stage soon, which means going public myself. Sighing, the older woman cautions the teen, if you want less issues going forward, you'll need a majority of the existing major villages to sponsor you. I'm a given, boo. She trails off, knowing the rest of the world's history with Uzushio. Well, Gaara is on board, so that's 2 out of 5. And we've been brainstorming going and seeing Kiri. Out of the remaining nations, that would probably be the safest bet. Naruto was finally starting to feel the alcohol a bit, head a little hazy but in a pleasant way. Well, can't say I haven't been curious about Kiri myself. I've almost wanted to send a team or two so we could have a look around. Tsunade at least knew their civil war was most likely over by now. But beyond that, nothing. Was Kiri the same as old? Were they more peaceful? Were they more violent? No one knew. Plus, it's not like lightning or stone would be any help. Secretly, Tsunade would love to see Onoki get slapped around a bit. Kotohime chimes in a bit, resting her head on Naruto's shoulder. I hear the new Mizukage is running an isolationist policy at the moment so they can rebuild their village. Sound familiar? Yeah, and it isn't like there's a very close neighbor that has a lot of experience with that who would be willing to help out. Naruto turns his head to kiss the smiling woman, keeping that ear to the ground. It's important. Kotohime preened at the attention. Tsunade nods along. It wouldn't be a bad idea, and you need whichever political assist you can get. Everyone's attention is drawn to the door as it opens quickly. From outside, Hinata, flanked by Jugo and the Fuma girls, walk in, followed by Kurenai and Team 8. There's wide eyes from the new Leaf Nins coming in while Tsunade and Naruto hold up their cups. Yo Kiba. Long time no see. Naruto had only moments before Hinata leapt over everyone else to land in his lap. Giggling, the girl hugged him tight around the middle. How's it hangin', dude? Shino, Kurenai, good to see you too. Kiba holds out his hands with mock humility. Oh, you know, little to the left, bumps my knee when I run. He grunts as Kurenai cuffs him on the head. Ow. Shino sighs heavily, so vulgar. Naruto chuckles as his eyes roam over everyone. This is really starting to turn into a party. Kurenai turns to see Kakashi sitting by a small table in a chair. The Cyclops is here. Kakashi sighs. Good to see you as well, Kurenai. As the teams come together to chat and banter back and forth, Kurenai pauses as she catches sight of the drinking Tsunade as well. Tsunade-sama, I'm surprised to see you here as well. A note of genuine surprise on her face, Tsunade points at Naruto. It'd be a little odd for the head of the village to not meet up with a visiting leader, wouldn't it? Team 8 stands there and blinks slowly, while Team 7 sighs as they should have figured that part out by now. Kiba of course is the loudest. What do you mean leader? That explosion bastard is a leader. No way, no. Shino put a hand on Kiba's shoulder. You can at least say you lost to a cage. Sakura leaned back to look at the pair. He did beat you like a drum. It wasn't that bad. Sasuke nods. It was that bad. Laughing and waving a hand to ward off the coming chaos, Naruto points at himself. I'm still just Naruto, explosion boy with a weird focus on seals. I just, no, have a city to worry about. He said city right, not village, but a full-on city. Kiba was leaning down to whisper to the members of Team 7. Yeah, I heard that. Sakura was looking pointedly at Naruto. We really need to have a visit soon. Naruto agrees as the door opens again, the rest of his girls returning along with Team 10 and their sensei along for the ride. Okay, maybe we really should get some food then. Beginning to make clones, they all leave via the balcony. He misses Ino already in the air as well, deciding Naruto's lap still had some space. Asuma walked beside Kurenai as things slowly got out of control. Should we be worried? Kurenai shrugged. Well past that point I think. It was going to be a long night, and with no help from the cackling Tsunade, they'd have to be the adults tonight. It's morning, the sun is just beginning to peek over the horizon, and while most people will still be asleep for another hour or so, Naruto was wide awake. Still so used to rising earlier than everyone else for either training or construction, this morning was no different. Making a clone in order to substitute with it, he reluctantly leaves the embrace of a mostly clothed Hinata and a completely naked Kotohime. Pulling on a shirt and shorts while admiring the view for a bit, he eventually turned to leave the room to go and inspect the rest of the suite. Plus he felt a certain pervert's chakra near. Sure enough, sitting at the table together are Tsunade and Jiraiya. Man, this has got to be the earliest I've ever seen you awake, Bar-chan. Can it, brat? I'm always up this early. I just goof off for Shizune's sake. Girl needs to relax some. I'm the Hokage, gotta show some good examples when I can. Focusing a bit more and pointing at the boy who takes the couch opposite of them, Tsunade sighs. I meant it last night. You need better work-life balance. Take it from a current Hokage who was the granddaughter of one. It's easy to fall completely into work all of the time. Take vacations, delegate work, fool around on the job. You're the boss anyway, though maybe don't give too much of your power away to a council of greedy fucks. Naruto chuckles but understands she is just trying to help him. I got it. Enjoy life and being a cage. Family first, then work. Jiraiya is leering at the boy. Something tells me you're at the enjoying life stage pretty solidly right now. So many young girls and just one Naruto. Naruto, however, wouldn't fall to the teasing, instead pointing at the old pervert himself. Aha. You know, it's odd that you and Tsunade got here at the same time. There's nothing odd about old teammates being around each other. Plus he trained you for a while, didn't he? He'd want to see you. Tsunade was working to keep her blush down. She did not need Naruto latching onto the idea that she was involved with the pervert. Naruto tilts his head this way and that, crossing his arms slowly as if puzzling out a great enigma. No, something is definitely up here. Pervy Sage isn't being a pervert and you haven't threatened him even once. I can control my urges, you know. And I don't need to threaten him if he isn't being a pervert. Something fishy indeed. Very fishy. All of them pause as they hear a door opening up down the hall. Naruto looks up and sighs as a half-asleep Hinata shuffles her way towards them. Eyes mostly closed, dressed in his jacket and a pair of blue panties, she climbs into his lap and easily falls back asleep in moments. Jiraiya is nearly vibrating in his seat but makes no moves while Tsunade is wiggling her eyebrows at the boy. What was that now about odd? Naruto shrugs. My sex life is healthy, thank you very much. One arm comes up to clutch the smaller girl to him a bit tighter. Truce. Tsunade nods. Truce. They both are pointedly ignoring the pervert, almost crying tears of blood. Naruto shakes his head. On something important, we'll probably meet with the daimyo at least one more time. Think you can sit in on that one? He might listen to you this time around. It wasn't every day that Tsunade had to give up teasing her favorite blonde, but she could for now. Shizune's already working on that. We figured the daimyo would get the picture after the first meeting. Harder Naruto. Quietly mumbling in her sleep, Hinata curls deeper into his chest, leaving the boy blushing. Jiraiya's grip on his legs has his knuckles turning white, while he still refuses to say a word. Though there is a whine escaping his throat that sounds like a kicked dog. Tsunade finally lets him go. Go ahead, right away. Oh thank you Haim. Book out. Jiraiya writes away while Naruto levels a bored look at the old woman. What was that about it not being weird? And pervert, I'm so telling Hinata, so you better protect your balls. I'll sacrifice anything for my art, you'll understand one day brat. I understand just fine, it's just, you know, my sex life here. Chuckling Tsunade waves a hand, it's all about compromise Naruto. Wait till you have kids, you'll get it. Naruto shakes his head, you know. I just remembered, I have a new technique Jiraiya might like and you should see it too Bar-chan. Oh. What are you calling it? It's called, Heavenly Get Help, and trust me, you'll just love it. B. Far away from the land of fire we find the newest Mizukage making preparations for a trip. Or is attempting to at least. Casually ordering the ever-faithful Chojuro around, it's her other bodyguard Ao who is attempting to make her see reason. Lady Mizukage, please. We still have so much work to do here. We have barely scratched the surface on our country's rebuilding efforts and missions are beginning to pile up. Our ninja forces also need attention since you'd like to restructure them away from our traditional methods. Ao and Mei had both gone through the bloody trails. Ao figured that it was a strong method, ensured the best of the best came through. Mei was of the mind that they would have more and plenty of quality ninja without it. Just look at Konoha after all, they didn't kill off half the graduates. Oh Chojuro just you wait. If there really is a new village somewhere in Wave, we had best jump on the opportunity to make friends early. We have to change our image from the bloody mists to something much more personable after all. Mei was pointedly ignoring Ao. Still not happy about him commenting on her age recently. Old bastard must want his face melted off. If we show that we're willing to make amends for our previous leaders' mistakes, show that we want to heal, then it'll only help us politically. Plus who knew, if this new village was short on ninja, maybe Mist could gain a willing ally. Our size, Chojuro happily moving boxes and sorting through paperwork, the village we would need to make amends with would be Azushio, not Wave. And Azushio doesn't exist thanks to lightning, stone, and us. Mei waved him off. There's a better than zero chance that many of the Azushio remnants escaped to Wave and most likely never left. It's the closest they would be able to return home after all. She and everyone else who knew about Azushio knew about those pesky seal-driven whirlpools. By now no one alive could deactivate them. No ships would be returning to Azu. Chojuro stands, slightly adjusting the sword on his back. What are you hoping to accomplish in Wave Mizukage-sama? It is here that Mei grins, relaxing back into her seat while a hand comes up to rest on her cheek. There's word that there is a very reclusive man running this village. Whispers of a shadow of shadows. Hey, Shadow Cage. I'm very interested to meet them. How pretentious. Ao does not mince words. Mei points a well-manicured finger at the older man. I think it's rather dashing. Imagine, what kind of skill must it take to not only build a full village in secret, but to hide such a powerful individual? I think, a shadow of shadows could be fitting under such conditions. And that apparently the Maelstrom himself worked for this secret cage. Curious indeed. Chojuro sighs as he looks around the room, now adjusting his glasses. Well, I don't want to agree with Ao, but we do have a lot of work here to get done before we can think on leaving for any real reasons. Maybe in a month or two. Coming from the youngest swordsman did make Mei pause and really think it over. He was right, she knew that, but she wanted to get ahead of this before the other villagers got it in their heads to stomp this new village back down like they would so many others. I suppose you're right. There's nothing wrong with waiting sometimes. Some of the best relationships are forged after a bit of aging after all. Just look at her. She was just coming into her prime after all. Ao breathes a sigh of relief as Mei finally sees some reason. For now waiting is okay, good. That snapped Mei out of her daydream of a younger man whisking her away after comparing her to fine wine. What did he mean for now? Was waiting only okay because she wasn't 30 yet? Was he knocking on her age again? He really was looking to get burnt. Ow. I swear, one day, I'll melt your face off. Ao exchanged a fearful look with Chojuro, who smiled weakly. Just what did he do now? Naruto could admit, if there was one thing he could say positively about Konoha was that the harmony with nature was really tiers above everyone else. On each side of him were Hinata and Karen. Many of the others were relaxing and resting off from the party last night back in the room. Still on orders not to go out alone. He, however, was full of energy and had at least one stop he wanted to make today. Waving at some civilians that recognized him and bowed deeply, his smile was small but genuine. I can admit, Azushio is home now, but Konoha still has a special place in my heart. Naruto wouldn't be coming back to live here, but he could visit more often as long as people important to him lived here. Hinata nodded from next to him. I can agree with that. Though I wish I didn't have to put up with my family, well, the main branch at least. The branch family were a pleasant group, having been kind to her for many years even after her uncle was killed in her father's place. Opposite of her, Karen is leaning into Naruto's side, just happy to be along and enjoying some alone time with him. They soon come along to Naruto's stop, Ichiraku Ramen. Brushing the door covers aside, Naruto calls out with a happy voice, "Hey old man. Hope you're ready to empty your reserves for me." Chuki looked up to see his favorite blonde at the door. A little taller and with some extra muscle on him, the elder grinned brightly, "Naruto my boy. Good to see you back. What'll it be?" From the back Ayami leaned out, smiling brightly as well, "Naruto. It's great to see you." Naruto settles the girls into their seats first before taking his own. "It's great to see you too, big sis. Anything crazy going on while I was gone?" Ayami bounced forward as her father took Hinata's order. "Oh, you wouldn't believe. First, your old sensei Iruka, remember him, yeah?" Naruto shakes his head. "Can't really forget him. What's up?" "Apparently he's dating Anko now." "Wait, crazy snake lady with a blood fetish. That Anko?" Ayami smirks and nods quickly, eyes shining bright. She had missed her little gossip brother, and apparently it's very serious. "Whoa, I'm gonna have to find a way to visit him and give him to good ribbing." But, Naruto smiles softly and leans back a bit. "I'm happy for them, if they found what they needed." Ayami flushes at the more mature-looking young man. "I see you've done some growing up while away. Not too much, I hope." Naruto chuckles as Karen gives her own order. "Well, I've been pretty busy, I guess." Ayami looks between the three, smirking at the closeness between him and Hinata, while Karen seemed to be shooting him glances as well. My, you have been busy, haven't you?" "No teasing. But I have so much to make up for." Laughing loudly, Chuki started placing bowls in front of the teens. "You being back, does that mean you'll be around more?" Naruto shook his head. "You got my letters right." Seeing both of the Ichirakis nod, Naruto went on. "We have a new home now. Offer's still open though. We'll have a spot just for you in Azushio. All you have to do is say the word." Chuki sighed, not slowing down on his work but shaking his head all the same. "Sorry my boy, but you know me. I'm a Konoha man through and through. I hate what the council did to you, but this is my home." Naruto waved a hand. I know, but I gotta ask. I love you guys, your family. But I won't pressure you." He wanted to. Really wanted to, but he wouldn't. He had respect for the pair who had helped him so much through his childhood. Chuki, however, motions to Ayami, who is setting about helping with a new batch of noodles. "This one, however, is free. Why don't you convince her to go? She's at that age where she should be getting out and seeing the world anyway." Dad, are you serious? I couldn't leave you here, no way. Can't do it." More worrying in her mind was less leaving her father, and more than she wasn't ready. She couldn't run a restaurant on her own, big or small. No way. Not yet. Knowing what his daughter was really concerned about, Chuki ignored her cries against it. "My daughter, you have learned as much as you can from me. But now you should take advantage of your youth. Travel, see the sights, experience new things. Imagine the seafood from Azushio you could experience. The land of rice beef. I wonder what the sake from spring would be like reduced into a sauce. You could go do all of those things and more. Don't be stuck in one place just because of your old man." Ayami is flushing but seeing the smiling faces of Naruto and his girls along with her father's, I'll consider it. Maybe. No, maybe. We'll consider it. Will. Ayami sighs and nods, I will consider it, honest. Naruto leans back, having had time to finish off 5 bowls while the father and daughter talked. If you do want to travel, I can make sure you have a bodyguard at all times. Perks of being the leader after all. Oh hush, I don't need pampering. Hinata shakes her head, everyone needs pampering. Ayami flushes again as the smaller girl gives a very pointed look at Naruto, I'm sure we aren't talking about the same type of pampering. Before Naruto or Hinata can fire back, there's a puff of smoke and a toad is sitting on the bar. Yo. Naruto sighs, guess free time is over. Yup. Jiraiya wanted to warn you that Daimyo is on his way to your suite. Naruto nods, downing his last bowl while Hinata does the same. Guess we're gonna have to cut this visit off short, old man. Tsuki nods and accepts a fistful of Ryo, don't worry about it, Naruto. Just take care of yourself, and come say goodbye before you leave, alright? Will do, old man. Waiting for Karen to finish her own food, the trio says the goodbyes before rushing out of the door. Ayami continues to stare at the door, unsure if she will in fact follow through with leaving. Dad. Tsuki shakes his head, spend some time really thinking about it. I have my hopes for you, sure, but your future is yours. You have to think about what you want to do. Ayami nods slowly, heading to the back room again. Traveling didn't sound so bad actually. A world ramen tour actually sounded pretty fun. 30 minutes later on the other end of town, Naruto has settled in for a new round of talks with the daimyo. Kotohime on one side and Tayuya on the other in the hopes that they would actually offer advice this time. Naruto stares down a nervous daimyo while he himself is flanked by Tsunade and Shikaku. Actually listening to his advices this time, he went with the more recommended options. Things were going okay so far and the daimyo was much more hopeful about today. Naruto is leaning back, a groan leaving him. We don't really need any assistance at this point from Konoha. What I do want to find out is how you plan on paying back your calculated 70 million that you owe us. Shikaku however pulls around a folder full of paperwork. We've had some ideas. The biggest one we believe would work best for both parties would be a bit of a trade. He places the folder down to open it and turn it to face Naruto and the girls. Konoha can send missions exclusively to the Uzumaki clan along with making payments towards you. So you'll be able to build up a name for yourselves, and Konoha pays off her debt to you. Kotohime leans forward to look through the paperwork while Naruto puts his hands on his knees. So we get to work for the money we are owed while Konoha pays off a lesser amount. Well, I certainly like the idea of Konoha paying us at least. Tell me, I know the civilians weren't the only ones to profit from the Uzumaki, so which of the ninja clans are you protecting? 'Cause you could be taxing them to make up the difference, couldn't you? Tsunade jumps in, always happy to screw over someone she hated. Well, that would mainly be the Hyuga clan. Their caged bird seal is a derivative of a much more humane Uzumaki seal. Records would be hard to come by. Naruto has to bite back a growl that threatens to escape his throat. Oh, so Hiashi just sat here yesterday and pretended like the Hyuga owed the Uzumaki nothing then. That's just wonderful. Mentally Naruto just greenlit Hinata's desire. Hiashi seemed to think the Hyuga would have been doing the Uzumaki a favor while it seems that was actually the other way around. Tsunade eventually leans back with a smirk, a job well done. Unfortunately by now the Hyuga seal is very much their own. I only bring it up because there's a very large chance the clan has Uzumaki scrolls in its possession. They would need reference material after all. Tayuya is frowning with her arms crossed. With that prick I'm sure they have a lot of our clan's scrolls rolling around. Naruto agrees, but I have a feeling that without some proof there isn't much we can do. Seeing Tsunade nod did nothing to sour his mood. He'd get the Hyuga back, absolutely he would. You're really going to do that? You're becoming more of that pervert sage every day. Are you complaining? Not at all, please, continue. Thought so. Feeling the bidju go back to sleep, Naruto mentally shook his head at the lazy construct. Shikaku however has leaned back as well, cautioning Naruto, unless Hiashi slips up, you most likely won't find what you're looking for there. Hiashi has been at this a long time, he does know better. I don't expect him to slip up either, but it doesn't matter. Unless Hiashi tries something I'm willing to leave it alone. for Hinata's sake if for nothing else. There's a pause as Naruto collects his thoughts for a bit. I'm thinking from here on we can do the usual thing, right? We can set up ambassador visits periodically, like, once a month. One of us with guards will come and visit Konoha in attempts to strengthen ties. I expect them to always be under guard and there to be no arguments about them being armed. Tsunade nods. That's pretty standard procedure, so I'm fine with that. Out of the corner of her eye she saw Shikaku nodding as well. Clapping his hands as apparently they had made some progress, the daimyo is all smiles. It'll be wonderful to have some steady communication again. I truly wish we can reforge these bonds that have been strained. Naruto nods, standing and forcing the older group to do the same. Yeah, well, I shouldn't have to say don't try anything, but I'm saying it anyway. Naruto's eyes flash once. Anything happens to one of our own and I'll be back, so many of me will be back. The daimyo is sweating as he looks to Tsunade and Shikaku. I'm sure our vaulted Hokage will take every precaution to make sure nothing transpires during your visits. The groups bow to each other, and then the elders are gone, leaving under escort from Jugo while Naruto relaxes back into the couch. What a pain in the ass. Kotohime puts the folder she was reading down, turning to him slightly. The offer still stands. How does a massage sound? She squeaks as Naruto snakes a hand around her waist and pulls her into his side. My lord. Naruto does the same to Tayuya, pulling her into his side and relaxing fully. I'd actually like to rest, just like this, for a little while. That okay? Tayuya is already cuddling into his shoulder. No arguments here, Whiskers. Kotohime only nods, relaxing much as he was and brushing her lips against his ear. I still think you deserve a more fitting reward for putting up with all of this. Naruto chuckles as he begins to zone out. When we get back to Izu you can have me all you want. We won't get back to work for a few days after all. Lovely. They would be leaving in the morning. Now that plans were set they didn't want to spend any more time in Konoha than they needed. But they could rest up until then. There was always so much to do after all. Night had descended on the village hidden in the leaves and in one well-furnished hotel room a group of ninja were plotting and planning. Naruto was ready to bite back a bit, having had enough of Hiashi and the Hyuga main branch. He'd figure something out for Danzo later but Hiashi would get his. Standing before everyone, he was grinning as he dealt out tasks. Karen, Ino. Seeing both girls look at him with attention he smiled softly. Sorry, but you're gonna have to hang out here with Jugo and the others. We need someone here in case someone comes by. Ino saluted with a wink. No worries, Whiskers, we got things here then. Jugo nodded as well. No harm will come to Lady Ino or Lady Karen. Naruto rolled his eyes but continued on. This is a complete covered hit. Hiashi is fully on my shit list, so we're getting even. The Hyuga stole from the Uzumaki and pretended they were doing us a favor. So, we're going steal a little back plus some interest. Hinata was smiling as she sat between Kotohime and Tayuya. So what's the plan? Naruto points at the girls on either side of her. Kotohime and Tayuya are going to team up for a multi-layered genjutsu. Think you can cast it over an entire clan compound? Kotohime smirks. Oh, I thought you were giving us a challenge. Tayuya already has her flute out and is twirling it between her fingers. Not much travels faster or further than sound after all. Good. Naruto grins but continues. We'll need the genjutsu to alter people's perception while Hinata and I raid the place. We have in total 3 goals. Here Naruto held up his fingers to count them off. First, we raid the Hyuga library for Uzumaki scrolls. Next, we'd find a few branch members willing to listen to us and give them a choice. Leave and be normal citizens in Azushio, or stay and continue to be slaves. Third and finally, me and Hinata desecrate Hiashi's desk and office. Hinata is already giggling and clapping her hands. You're taking my suggestion seriously. Tayuya smirks. I'm sure we'll be getting a reward for this later, yeah. Of course. Kotohime picks up after Tayuya pumps a fist in the air. Then we will make sure you and Hinata have all the time you need. Personally, Kotohime didn't mind Hinata having some time for herself. She and Ino hadn't really taken much advantage of Naruto recently while everyone else had. She should probably pull them aside and make sure things were okay. Naruto is still grinning. This goes off without a hitch, then I hope we'll be having some new Azushio members at the end of the week. If that happens, then no work or missions for us for a few weeks. We'll relax before we get back to the grind. Ino raised a hand. Does that mean full-time pampering and a mini vacation? Yes. Ino cheered and high-fived Tayuya while Karen sighed and shook her head. Jugo stands to bow lightly to Naruto. Shall we pack up and make sure we can leave in a moment? Seeing Naruto nod, Juge grins. Then we shall make preparations and be ready for anything. I believe in you. The first sign of trouble though and you all flash out of here, no questions asked. We'll either catch up or you'll be hearing from Bar-chan eventually. Got it? Karen pointed a finger at him. You aren't allowed to get captured, you understand? Things happen. Karen shook her head. Nope, no getting captured. That's my requirement. Naruto sighed as he could see the same determined look on everyone's faces. Seeing there was no winning there, Naruto eventually nodded. Got it, no getting captured. Then get out there and finish this up. I'm not sleeping until you get back and we cuddle. Hinata, Kotohime, and Tayuya are already up and dragging him towards the balcony. You heard her. Let's get a move on. Tayuya was much of the same mind. Let's get this over with and get back as soon as we can. Naruto saluted everyone staying behind. Then we'll be back before you know it. With a wink the foursome was gone and hopping away into the night. They wanted this over and done with as fast as possible. That said, Hinata was still all smiles as they made a straight path for the Hyuga compound. We're really going to do it. Really, really. Naruto answered her with chuckles. You promise? Naruto is next to her, artfully flipping through the air. We're already heading that way, aren't we? We're going to free the Branch family. I never thought I'd have the chance to do this. Secretly, even before the Chunin exams, it was a quiet dream of hers. She was beyond happy that Naruto was helping make it happen. Naruto raised his eyebrows, obviously missing the mark on why she was so excited. Though honestly this made much more sense. All her changes aside, Hinata was still a kind and gentle soul. She had wanted to change her family more than anyone else. Now they were going to do just that, offering to whisk away the Branch family to make new lives for themselves. Naruto smiled and nodded. Well, here we are, and we aren't going to let it go to waste. Hinata nodded, a hard looking coming to her eyes. We'll have to approach through the Branch compound first. The patrols are a little more Spartan that direction. Well, we can take care of the Branch family first, then have an idea of where to start. Hinata turns to him with a smile, the wind ruffling her hair and her clothes. A pretty good one actually. It's not long before Hinata activates her Byakugan, forcing them to wait not far from the compound for a few minutes. The patrols are light but regular. We just have to stay out of range and we should be okay. Everyone else nodded, and after the shorter girl's signal they made their way over the wall and onto the Hyuga clan grounds. Hinata leads the way across quiet, well-cared-for lawns and landscaping, occasionally stopping them to miss a patrol or a random member of the clan. It isn't long until she leads them to a quiet single-story home that has one light on. We want to get to the entire Branch family. This is the best-case scenario. Naruto walks forward with a smile. We trust you, Hinata, so who is it? Hinata knocks on the door calmly. Someone you know. Turning to address the person opening the door slowly, Naruto's eyes widen as Neji is standing there in front of them. Good evening, cousin. Hinata-sama. Neji looks them all over before he ushers them inside. I'm watched pretty regularly. You don't have much time with me. Everyone is quick to enter the smallish home, while Neji closes the door behind them. Naruto is turning to Hinata. This is your in with the Branch family. Hinata nods. I've been hearing rumors that Neji has been working towards bettering himself. That's included speaking up on behalf of the Branch family as well. I figured if you wanted to get information to the rest of the Branch, then your best bet is to go through him. Naruto turns to look at the teen he had formerly kicked the shit out of. He looked healthy at least, though with his headband off his seal was on display. An ugly thing that ran across his forehead in green sealing ink. Neji however turns to them after leading them into a small sitting room. So, what do I owe the Uzumaki clan head for this visit? Not here to knock me around again, are you? Naruto tilts his head. Are you? Was that a joke? Hyugas can joke around. Was the sky falling? It felt like the sky was falling. Neji chuckles quietly. You'll find, the Branch family is much more open and liberal than the main house. Neji goes quiet, a contemplative look on his face. Thanks to you I've had a new outlook on life. I've been, slowly, working to change things. No real luck yet, but I won't give up. You taught me that. Grinning and holding out a thumbs up, Naruto congratulates the boy. Good for you, Neji. Here Naruto gained a slightly more sinister look, though, I'm sure you've forgotten to do something much more important, haven't you? Holding up a hand to expose his glowing explosion seals, he wouldn't mind a repeat of the Chunin exams. Neji gives him a look of confusion that is mirrored by everyone else except for Hinata. Is this really the time? She appreciated the thought, but they were short on time as it was. Naruto nodded. Someone I love was slighted, I won't stand for it. Neji finally got it, the look of realization crossing his face before he smirked. Turning and making eye contact with a blushing Hinata, Neji bowed deeply at the waist. Not just for nearly killing you, for slighting your honor and your resolve, I sincerely apologize. I have endeavored to improve since then, but if you ask, I'll carry out whatever you wish. Hinata waved her hands quickly. It's okay. I healed just fine and I've grown since then. Raise your head, cousin. Hinata leaned over to smack a chuckling Naruto in the arm. We don't have the time. Naruto shrugged. You know how I work. He did however turn to the standing Neji. She's right that we are on a time crunch here. So I'm going to get straight to it. Naruto sighs, breathing deeply before locking eyes with the older teen. I'm rebuilding my village. The Hyuga clan is one of many Konoha clans that stole from my family. I'm going to raid their library to check for our belongings, but I've had another thought as well. Here Naruto unseals a scroll, holding it out to Neji. You, the entire branch family. You're being invited to Rizushio. I can offer protection and a new life for anyone and everyone who wants to escape from this life of slavery. I'm also offering to remove the cage seal from everyone who comes with me. Remove the seal. Neji's eyes widen quickly. You can do that. Absolutely. Have some faith in me. Neji stares at him, taking in Hinata's reassuring smile and Naruto's own more cocky grin. The other two he didn't know, but they seemed more than comfortable with Naruto and his claims. What would you need of me? Neji could read the writing on the wall well enough. Konoha had done Naruto real harm and they were only putting forth a token effort of making it right. Plus Neji had his own sins to make up for. Naruto motions for Neji to take the scroll and he does so. Talk to everyone you can, pass along the message. In 7 days I want you to get everyone to the Uzumaki shrine outside of Konoha. But it's sealed off. Neji had heard about that fiasco. Hiashi had been very upset when they realized the barrier had been improved. Naruto shrugged. Don't worry, anyone with the cage seal will be able to enter the shrine over the next week. In 7 days the shrine will be gone, and everyone within will be transported to Rizushio. Can I count on you? Neji didn't hesitate, bowing deeply again. Absolutely, I won't fail you. Naruto shook his head as Hinata activated her dojutsu again to check their surroundings. Don't fail yourself. I'm offering you a chance, it's up to you and the branch family to take it. Hinata nods. We're clear, but we need to move. Neji holds a hand out. Take the north entrance, security there has been lightened recently. Nodding, the group leaves through his front door and dashes away, leaving the confused teen alone. Well, it wasn't too late in the night, perhaps he could start talking to some of his closer family members first. 7 days wasn't a lot of time after all to coordinate an evacuation. Bounding away and skirting patrols, Naruto and the others follow Neji's suggestion and enter the main house grounds from the north. Hinata confirms that security is lighter, before she drops them all in an empty but well-kept garden. Smiling, Hinata turns to everyone. It's a rule that no Hyuga uses their Byakugan within the main house. Privacy and all. Plus, special places like the council chambers, bedrooms, and private offices are lined with seals to prevent spying. Naruto nods. Makes our job a little easier then. Kotohime, Tayuya, you got this. Kotohime is unsealing her koto while Tayuya already has her flute ready. We got this, Whiskers, go have fun. Remember, anything happens and you leave, don't look back and don't wait, you know we'll be okay. Kotohime just smiles serenely. We understand, so go. The less time we spend here the better. Naruto looks to Hinata who motions towards a hallway and they begin to walk. Behind them a soothing melody begins to quietly play, traveling easily through the area. Should we be worried? Hinata shook her head. By the time anyone thinks to worry they'll be under the genjutsu. This wouldn't be the first time that music has been played in the compound. Leading Naruto on, they make good time through sterile hallways of beige and white for their first stop. I've never been in here, it's all so clean. Hinata frowns slightly. To be a Hyuga is to be perfection. At least that's what my father would say. You can only imagine how failure or even the perception of it is handled. Any chance we can booby trap his room? I wish, but no. That's where he'll be at this time of night. Guess we'll really have to do our best in his office then. Naruto gives her the side eye as they walk into a quiet but empty library room. Just try not to scream too loudly. No promises, so you better put up a good silencing seal. Yes, ma'am. Grinning, Naruto makes a dozen clones and watches them rush off, mentally already knowing their orders. So, which way to his office? Not far. Hinata takes him by the hand, leading him back into the hallway and deeper into the building. More sterile hallways and one dozing guard slumped against the wall, and they make it to the large and sparsely decorated office. Naruto follows Hinata inside, taking his hand back as he unseals a brush and inks a quick but sturdy silencing seal on the door. Setting it and filling it with chakra, he figured that gave them at least 30 minutes. Making several clones again, they set about searching through the line of bookshelves and walls for hidden compartments and books or scrolls that might be theirs. In front of him, however, was an impishly smiling Hinata who had already shucked her shirt and was already pulling her pants down her hips. Oh Lord Uzumaki. Naruto shook his head as he walked towards her, not going to waste any time, huh? Hinata shook her head as she bent over the desk and looked at him over her smooth shoulder. Guess I won't either. Naruto looked at his clearly jealous clones. Finish up and then come help me. That got them moving. Hinata flushed almost instantly. Help. Oh, I told you, didn't I? Here he leaned into her ear, a grin stretching over his face. We're making this one to remember. A hand trailed down her bare back where she shivered. So try not to scream. Naruto-sama. B. Mid-morning in Konoha shows a bright and cheerful day. Looking to be another peaceful one, Konoha and her people set about making the most of it. Assembled at the main gate are Naruto and his group, being seen off by Tsunade, Jiraiya, and Shizune. Naruto and the girls are saying the goodbyes, Ino exchanging notes with Shizune while a bubbly Hinata refuses to stop clinging to Naruto's left arm. He's ignoring her for the most part until Tsunade gives the boy a disgruntled look. Seeming to be nursing a major headache. You alright there, Bar-chan? Drink a little too much last night. A vein in her forehead pulses visibly, as much as I'd love for that to be it. You wouldn't happen to know anything about Hiyashi burning down his desk and requesting a cleanup crew mission for his office bright and early this morning, would you? Naruto shrugs. It's not like Hiyashi and I are friends, how would I know what a Hyuga thinks anyway? Tsunade gives Hinata a pointed look, the younger woman doing her best to meld into his side. She's an Uzumaki, were pretty easy to figure out. Right, can't forget she's an Uzumaki now. Here she shakes her head and pulls him and an oblivious Hinata into a tight hug. You're playing with fire here, be careful. She pulled back and smiled at the boy, who grins at her in return. It's not my fire. They built it, I'm just mucking about the coals a bit. Naruto looks between her and Jiraiya as Ino rejoins the group with a wave to Shizune. We'll be in touch. Jiraiya pipes up. You better be. We have a tour to go on after all. Sure, world tour, here we come. Saying their final goodbyes, all of the Uzumaki clan and their retainers activate their emergency seals and are gone in a flash. Not a moment too soon, as well as a furious-looking Hiyashi is seen walking down the road with carefully neutral-looking branch member guards show up. Where is that foul boy? I will have words with him. Jiraiya points down the road. You just missed him. Recall him, I want to press charges. Tsunade raises her eyebrows as she turns to fully face the council member. Hyuga or not, making demands of her was not a smart thing to do anymore. And what charges are those, Hiyashi? Vandalism for starts. Breaking and entering, theft. Tsunade nods with each of his points before holding up a finger. And you're willing to put, on paper, what was vandalized, how it was done, and what was stolen. Tsunade knew he wouldn't put it to parchment. To much pride in this man. She knew he knew that as well, especially with how red he was becoming. After a little effort, however, and more silence, Hiyashi calms himself down to something much more reasonable. When next the Uzumaki clan return, I wish to lodge a formal complaint with him and his clan. Tsunade waved him off. Knock yourself out, just be prepared for whatever repercussions come from that. Tsunade grins as Hiyashi does a crisp 180 and returns back the way he came. She does however note that the guards with him seem to be having a really hard time holding back their laughter. She couldn't imagine why. Jiraiya however was all grins. Word on the street is Naruto and Hinata really went to town on his desk. What did they do? Paint it orange and blue. Bright pink. Jiraiya shook his head and wiggled his eyebrows. Let's just say it was a performance worthy of one of my books. Tsunade sighed and rolled her eyes hard as the connection wasn't hard to make. Stupid horny teenagers, he's taking more after you every day. He's my best student hands down. And the world weeps. A country away and giving into uproarious laughter, the Uzumaki clan is back home and celebrating a job well done. Naruto stands in the living room while creating clones, unsealing scrolls full of Uzumaki scrolls and books and handing them over. Make sure those get to the library. On it, boss. The half-dozen strong group disappears down the hallway and most likely wouldn't be seen for the rest of the day. Hinata, tired, sore, satisfied, is shuffling her way towards the baths, sleepy. Ino comes up and exchanges a kiss with Naruto before joining Hinata. A bath sounds really good. Behind her, Kotohime winks at Naruto and leaves with the other girls to the bath. Some relaxation sounded perfect right about now. Jugo however looks a bit nervous as he and the Fuma girls walk up to Naruto. Bowing his head lightly, Jugo voices his question. I know our current mandate is to relax after a mission, however, we would like to run a mission or two if we can. Naruto raises an eyebrow. We just got back, y'all don't wanna relax and rest for a bit. We essentially were at rest for the entire time in Konoha as it was. We can keep to missions within Azushio if you like. Naruto shakes his head, knowing they were slowly beginning to receive more and more requests. No, it's alright. It's fine. Just make sure not to run yourselves ragged, alright. Naruto turned his eyes to Kin and Sasum. Are you both going to give up and just become a Zunin? You take enough missions with us as it is. Kin shrugged. I wouldn't mind it, we pretty much are a Zunin. Next to her, Sasum nods with a hand on her hip. Naruto grins. We'll have to start issuing out headbands soon, but alright, you lot get going. Just take it easy, alright. Of course, Lord Naruto. Jugo was grinning. Just Naruto Jugo. Jugo smirks. Of course, Lord Naruto. Naruto watches him and the Fuma girls turn and walk towards the elevators. Cheeky bastard. Thinking about it, he makes another clone quickly. Do me the solid and track down Tsunami. Let her know we've returned. On it. Flashing away, the clone was gone in a breath, giving room for Karen to sneak up on Naruto and hug him tightly for a moment. What's up, Karen? Shaking her head, she leans up and kisses him softly before pulling away. I have work to get back to. I'm just about done setting up one of my prototype medical tubes in my lab, and I'm sure Isarabi would like to hear that. You're not overworking yourself, are you? You need to make sure to take breaks and eat. Karen winks at him as she backs away. Guess you'll just have to come down and make sure I'm being good, won't you? Giggling, the shorter redhead bounded away towards a special elevator that went directly to the basement. That left Naruto alone with a smirking Tayuya, who immediately tackled him onto the couch. Exchanging passionate kisses and touches, they eventually settled down with Naruto laying on his back and Tayuya snuggling into his chest. Naruto idly rubbed the redhead's back in slow circles while said girl nearly purred. So rare that she got to fully relax with him. You said we were taking a break, right? Yup. Relax for a week or two before we get back into it for real. I'd like to just focus on things here in a zoo for a bit. Tayuya nodded. Think we can have a date night or two? Naruto's chuckle rumbled through his chest and set the girl at ease. You know you don't have to ask. I'll always make sure to set aside some time for all of you. Here he hugged the blushing girl tightly. I'll make sure to pamper and treat you like a princess just as you like. Tayuya flushed even more and buried herself into his chest. Asshole, only when we're along, okay? I have an image to uphold. Sure. But we should get up, check on things around the village. Wanna come with? Tayuya sat up slowly, groaning but nodding. Might as well. Here she ground her hips into him for a second. Unless I can convince you to give me a showing of whatever it was you did to Hinata. Naruto had her by her waist and was picking her up as he stood. I hope you're ready for what you're asking for, but sure, tonight. Tayuya had to fight to control her blush as he set her down and they started walking. Wanna give me a hint as to what you did? Should I be worried? He had resorted to carrying the shorter girl when they left the Hyuga district last night, and she hadn't been steady on her legs for the rest of the night either. It was curious. Naruto was good, but that good. Naruto and Tayuya make it to the elevator and make their way down towards the ninja levels of the tower. Just imagine what me and a bunch of clones can do. Here Naruto turned to leer at her, so many of me. Tayuya shivered, no wonder Hinata was so worn out. Don't worry, I'll wear you out too. Tayuya leaned into him, pressing her chest against his, that a promise. Kissing her lightly, Naruto stares into her eyes deeply, absolutely. Hearing the elevator ding, they separate before the doors open and walk out into the 4th floor, designated as one of 2 ninja levels. As they step out, there's a call and everyone on the floor either calls out or salutes to Naruto, who waves them off. I'm just checking in, but we're back in a zoo, so I better not catch you slacking. There were chuckles and some comments, but everyone went back to work. Naruto and Tayuya walk up to the reception desk. Leaning against it is a stern-faced woman with long dark green hair and green eyes comes up to them. Hey Kian, anything crazy while we were gone? Mihoshi break anything? Kian sighs, thankfully no. Knocking on the table, the tired woman watched her friend and fellow receptionist file away several scrolls. The city has been quiet. Tazuna did want your attention about the ninja fortress, however. Naruto nods, figured he'd start itching to get to work on that. I'll go find him later. How's the Chinook clan doing? Kian seems to think on that for a moment before snapping her fingers. As far as I've seen and heard, they've been nothing but perfect, completing missions quickly and efficiently as well as helping out around the city whenever they can. Naruto grins as he watches Tayuya chat away with the bubbly tanned and blonde receptionist Mihoshi. I'll have to visit their clan home and check up on them then. Looking over Kian's shoulder, Naruto watches as a guard team from the Chinook clan alight on the balcony and make their way inside. Speak of the devil. Good afternoon, Lord Uzumaki. The leader has a hand raised as they walk towards the desk to hand in a report scroll. Naruto waves back to them as he and Tayuya start for the balcony themselves, saying goodbye to the office workers. Do me a favor, let En and Gosu know I'll be by tomorrow. Need to have a word with them. Yes sir. Naruto and Tayuya were soon out and leaping away from the tower from the balcony. Tayuya has one stop on her mind for sure. Naruto frowns a bit as memories from his clone hit from Tsunami and Tayuya notices. What's up? Tsunami says we have a visitor who's curious about things. Says I should probably pay her a visit. Sounds fun, should we go now? Nah, let's check in on Isaribi. We can do that tomorrow. Tayuya leads the way as they hopped over commercial rooftops and eventually residential complexes. Dropping down to street level to walk the rest of the way, Tayuya leans into his side again. It's nice to have somewhere so peaceful. Naruto nods, I'm sure everyone here appreciates that as well. Naruto waves at a group of workers who are walking in the opposite direction. They're working so hard for it too. Tayuya nods, we're all working hard for this. Coming up to a newer and somewhat taller apartment complex, Tayuya lead the way up the stairs. Hope Isaribi is doing alright in the apartment we set up for her. I'm sure she's fine, she's a tough woman. Yeah. It doesn't take long for the pair to walk up 2 flights of stairs to find Isaribi's room. Knocking on the door, they wait for a bit before their quarry opens the door to them. Smiling, Isaribi bows in greeting. I didn't expect you to come and visit me. What's the occasion? Ushering them inside, she closes the door behind them and leads them to her living room. No real reason, just wanted to see how you were doing was all. Tayuya had a soft spot for the woman, even if she was older than her. Isaribi is all smiles, it's just like you both said to me. The people of Azushio are much more accepting of me. Here she plucked at her bandages, a smaller smile on her face, even the children here have been pleasant with me. Tayuya is grinning as she looks around the tidy living room, a couch, low table, and TV sat quietly and waited for attention. What was drawing her gaze, however, were the numerous houseplants that dotted every flat surface. You should know that Karen is working around the clock on a cure for you. So keep your spirits up for that. Isaribi nods, something tells me that I won't have a problem doing that in this city. She makes for her small kitchen, would you like some tea? Naruto waves a hand, I don't think so. We just wanted to check in with you and see how you were doing. We're gonna head back in a bit. Tayuya nods as the shorter woman turns to them. Make sure to relax plenty and we'll come let ya know when Karen has something for you. Isaribi giggles, that shouldn't be a problem. I've found this nice little cafe not far from the tower that serves the best pastries. Oh, and one of your guard ninja, Gosu. He checks in with me often to make sure I'm okay. He's very nice, please thank him for me. He takes his job very seriously. Naruto is grinning already, knowing full well that Gosu was not on guard duty at all. I'll make sure to bring it up with him. Oh, this meant teasing when he saw him tomorrow. Also, Isaribi looked reluctant for a moment before firming herself and staring at Naruto specifically. If I can, I'd like to join your ninja ranks soon. As a water specialist. Naruto shrugs, no problems or arguments from me. Though, until we go public you won't have much to do besides border patrols. Isaribi bounces once, giddy, that's okay. I've been passing some of my time by swimming with the golem Karen has created in the sea. It's been helping me clear my mind. Karen made some really cute creatures. Tayuya agrees with her, they're just the cutest aren't they? Karen has good skills. Naruto shakes his head, of course you'd make a friend with your same warped tastes. That earns him an elbow to the gut as the girls gush for a minute together. Naruto however is back to thinking about the teasing he was going to level onto Gosu when he saw the older man tomorrow. Apparently he had a crush on a woman who loved sea monsters. Hope the man knew what he was getting into. Tayuya knew what was going through Naruto's head and shook her own as she turned back to Isaribi. Well, as long as you're doing well then we're gonna head out. Gotta get this stamina freak back home to actually rest for once. I can relax. Like a hyperactive cat. Naruto looks back to Isaribi as Tayuya begins to drag him by the hand towards the door. If you want to get signed up and registered, come to the 4th floor of the tower sometime in the morning and find me. Just come before lunch cause after that I'll be long gone. He was tossed out the door while Tayuya waved to the girl. I understand, I'll be there. She motions around her house as she giggled at their antics. Well, you all are welcome here anytime. Seeing the pair leave finally, she waves goodbye to them with a smile. Now that she was thinking about it, she had nothing else to do. Maybe a good book to read and a pastry would be good for tonight. Maybe she would run that nice guard again. Naruto and Tayuya were already back at street level, Tayuya linking hands with him and walking at a more civilian pace. As they walked, they passed by a group of children who were running towards the fields. Several of the children recognized Tayuya and come running up to her. Tayuya-sensei, come play with us. Yeah, we haven't seen you in days. You owe us. One of the girls in the group was staring at Naruto in awe. Tayuya-sensei is that Uzumaki-sama. That tripped off several boys who immediately set about climbing all over the cage. Get him. Naruto laughed loudly while letting them try to drag him down. You better team up or you won't take me down. Aura. Tayuya-sensei. One of the other girls, a shorter pink-haired girl with a mousy look, was tilting her head towards her. Tayuya nodded. Sure is. Sorry kiddos, but we have things to do today. Or, no fun. But we almost have him down. Naruto looked up from where children were hanging from his arms and legs, while one was wrapped around his back. Yeah, not today I don't think. You've got 100 years before that happens. Eventually the kids start climbing down and rallying themselves for a new game. Come on, let's go hunt down that weird boar golem Lady Karen made. Soon the children were sprinting down the road and Tayuya leaned further into his side. Should we be worried that Karen is making golem that children are bothering? Tayuya shook her head. Karen more than likely instructed them all to be gentle with the children. Returning to their walk, they make their way back towards the city center. Residential gives way to commercial and within a few minutes they are back standing before the Uzumaki Tower and the monument. A new planter had been built around its base, colorful flowers blooming and full of life. Naruto however wraps an arm around her and pulls her close. What do you say? It's good to have a home to come back to, isn't it? Tayuya nods, her head leaning onto his shoulder. He had gotten taller again. Yeah, having a home is good. She looked up to the tower, inside where her sister wives were probably fooling around as she stood here. It's home. Naruto grins, whisking the girl into his arms in a princess carry. That's right. He ignores her blushing face and several mirthful onlookers. We're home. He made a leap and they were off towards the tower. Tayuya snuggles into his chest. He was right. This was home. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.